Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, where we have over 25 shows each week. Each has a different topic, and we're super happy to have you. I'm Dr. Jacalyn-Kerbeck, and our show today is the Mallorca Connection. The star of our show, he's our expert correspondent. He is reporting live from his motorhome in Europe. He's currently in Italy. He is going to talk to us about his manuscripts with an S that he's about to publish. So let's welcome this entrepreneur, coach, author, and leader of men's groups, Mr. Roland Friedl. Hello, welcome.
Hello to Jacalyn. Hello, and hello to our audience. Hello, everyone.
Hello. So good to see you again after we just finished It's Your Healthy Lifestyle. So Roland, for people who don't know, and I know I've asked you this before, but Mallorca is a beautiful place. What is your connection to Mallorca? Do you still have one?
Yeah, my connection to Mallorca. I've been living in Mallorca for 14 years, from 2008 to 2022, from March to March. Yeah, it's a beautiful island, and I remember when I got connected with USA Global TV and Radio by John Christian, and I was the guest when he interviewed me for his show, and then you came to me, Dr. Jacalyn, and offered me a show, and yeah, you asked me what kind of topic you want to talk, and I remember I've sort of broad experience in many different areas because I'm so curious to learn and educate myself. And so I couldn't say this or this or that. So we said, okay, call it the Mallorca Connection, because Mallorca has been my, at that time when I started with USA Global TV Radio, and by the way, it's over almost 2.5 years now. No, 2 years, 4 months ago, or 2 years, 5 months ago, something like that we started our journey together. So that's why the reason it's called Mallorca Connection, because Mallorca has been my home for many years.
Sorry, I had the mute on. Okay. Yeah, that's fantastic. And by the way, we have another team member here, and her mother has a place in Mallorca. She's from there, so that's kind of interesting. So it's a beautiful place. You were there. You loved it. I know you were running retreats at the time as well. You're very big into yoga and living a healthy lifestyle. And at some point, you decided that you wanted to write and publish a book. So what was the inspiration? Did you wake up and go, oh, I think I have a book inside there?
No, not at all. Well, to be honest, when I was in school and on university, I was always a reader. I remember as a small kid, I wrote, my family time was not a very good experience, and for Christmas I the only wish I had to get a book. And then when I got a book on Christmas tree, I was hiding in my room and reading. And I didn't want to join the rest of these issues, let's call it. So I was always reading books. I love books, different kind of books. And then my first studies, I started German philology and history. And I was reading. And to be honest, and when I was 18, 19, my dream was to become an author and get a Nobel Prize in literature, stuff like that. So I was reading all this Russian authors, and a Russian time, then I had a South American times, like Marquez and all these guys. So I was reading, and I love to read books, and I was always my dream to write a book. But there was I don't know, there was kind of a negative belief system. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. Who the heck is interested in what I'm writing about? So, yeah. And then you postpone it, you postpone it, you postpone it. And yeah, so it was a dream that started, oh my gosh, more than 40 years ago. And I never was brave enough to do it. Never was brave enough. I was writing all this time short stories and stuff like that, and then I throw them away. And my start with my first book, this actually it's going to be a business book, so that the title will be Innovation for Success. As you know, Dr. Jacalyn, I've been consulting, training, facilitating companies all over the world for the last almost 30 years now. And so and always, my delegates always ask, do you have a book? Do you write a book? And I never said, no, and I always was recommending books. I say, I always had to believe, all the other authors are better than me, and better than me. And then, and one day I decided, no, I'm going to start. And I remember you introduced me to one of our team members here. I highly appreciate Red Alone. And I talked to him, and I want to write a book, but I don't know how to do it, and I have the fear I'm not good enough. And and he gave me some strategies, and then I started. Yeah. But it was not that it just came out of the blue. No, it was over 40 years in progress.
And I always ask this of authors because some people have a specific reason for publishing a book. And I always say publishing because many people will write something, but they don't actually move forward with publishing it. And so I'll ask you, are you doing it to be rich and famous?
Oh, no. No, not at all. That's of course, if the books are going to sell, yeah, fine. But no, that's not the reason. That's absolutely the reason. Actually, the first book I'm writing, I just finished the book. To be honest, I finished it a year ago or something like that. And it took me, writing the book was one thing, and I can talk about it later. And then I finished it almost a year ago, and then I still didn't publish it because is it good enough? Is it good enough? But all my friends who already read it said, yeah, go on the market. But anyway, what was your question again?
Are you doing it to get rich and famous?
No, not at all. No, that's not the driver. No, I just want to have a message because I know that the content I'm delivering in this business book is a content I delivered many times to companies, facilitating to support them. I said, okay, let's write a book, and I found out that there's no book on the market like this. So, no, I don't do it for money at all. And if it sells, fine too. But yeah. But no, it's not. That's not a goal. Actually, to be honest, all things I do, it's not money driven. It's not money driven. It's because I love to do it. And if it's selling, fine. If it's not selling, okay. Not to do something else.
Yeah, I appreciate that candor. And one thing that I found, I now have 16 books published from 2021 until now, and I've got 2 more coming out for Lady Ella. And part of the journey I have to share with you is it's really rewarding to put it out there, but there's also this, I don't know what the word is. It's not disappointment because then you have expectations. But the one thing I learned was that the reviews don't come. You ask people, can you please write a review? And they go on Amazon, and Amazon has apparently all these rules about you have to do this and spend that. You have to live in a certain country. And so the people who are purchasing my books, they said, oh, I tried to leave you a review and I couldn't. So that kind of was disenchanting because you know me, I'm all about goals and getting the check mark and the A+. Will that be important to you to get a certain number of reviews, or reviews not really that you're motivating to you?
Okay. No, I just as I said, the business book. It's because I facilitated the content many times and said, okay, let's bring a book out. And for me, it's the experience. It was the experience of writing, and to be honest, it for me was the experience. Okay, can I write? Yes or no? And as that Red really gave me good ideas, good hints and strategies, because I really was afraid about writing. I can talk. I love talking, but writing, well, I don't know. I always said I'm not sophisticated enough for stuff like that. You know, all this negative stuff you have here, this monkey mind. And No, for me, it was, to be honest, just writing it and didn't publish it by now. But I was so proud of myself. Like, I've done it. It's, I don't know, 160 pages or so. It's really good. And to be honest, I wrote it in parallel in German and in English. I actually started in English, then I continued in German. So actually, I can publish it in 2 languages right now. And it's going to be happen this year for sure, because I already started a second book project, which is not a business book. It's something totally different. It absolutely drives me. It has to do with men's work. And for me, it's the process. It's the process. And yeah, and the second book is more, I guess it's, if you want to ask me, want to get rich and famous? No, for me, it's a healing process. Heal my wounds. The second book is, I'm not writing it by myself. I invited 20 people to write chapters about their own story. It's about encouraging people who have been in the same situation or still are in the same situation like myself and the other people who are writing together with me. It's not about the money. But as I said, if it sells, nice, because when it sells, it means that it brings value to other people. For me, it's about bringing value to other people. So if it sells, yes, it means bringing value to other people. It brings money too, nice, yeah, but that's not the goal.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on both projects. And there are many people out there who've written a book and then you ask them to be part of a book collaboration, because I do collaborations also. And sometimes people are like, oh, absolutely, yes. And other times people are like, no, I'm doing my own thing. What do you think is the value of, even if you already are a published author, what's the value of being involved in a book collaboration project?
Well, I guess it's always a nice experience to collaborate with other people. And I remember that I have a chapter in two of your books. So I guess one of the from adversity to, I don't know, remember the title in English. And then we had this conversation about tattoos. For me, it was a cool experience. And actually it was another stone, another milestone to encourage me to go out with my own books. And I have a lot of friends around me who want to start writing books but have the same issues like myself. I'm not good enough. And this was the idea that the second book, I'm not writing by myself. I invite people who have to say something and want to write a book, but they don't have the courage right now to book. So I invited them to do a collaboration to inspire them, and then maybe they're following with their own book. So yeah, I love that approach. Absolutely. Collaboration is always nice because you learn from each other. Yeah, it's benefiting.
It absolutely is benefiting. And many times in a book collaboration, you have a chapter. So in that chapter, I almost think of it like a Twitter feed where you have so many words on so many pages to express yourself. Whereas when you're writing a full book, obviously you can take whatever amount of time and space that you want. So to all the people out there who are thinking, oh, I'd like to get involved in a book collaboration project, both of us here, I think, would say do it. It's really a worthwhile experience.
Absolutely. And to be honest, it's a good start, especially when you think about becoming a writer. It's a good start working in a collaboration. Yeah, absolutely.
It sure is. So you mentioned that you spoke with our dear friend and team member here at USA Global TV and Radio, Mr. Red O'Loughlin, who is also my book coach. And it's really important, I feel, to have a third party look at our work, because we look at it and go, oh, my baby, my little sweetheart, this is my project. And to have somebody who's looking at it with a different set of eyes can definitely help with editing, with content, with flow, with potholes. What's your experience been?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was and it still is so helpful, the collaboration with Red. And by the way, thanks, Dr. jacalyn, for connecting me with Red. Because having the idea of writing a book and definitely write it and publishing are two things, And I get a lot of support from Red. And as I said at the beginning, I really got a strategy, and I can talk about it. As I said in the beginning, I love to talk, but I'm not a good writer. I don't like to write, especially I don't know if it's a website or whatever or content. I always ask friend, can you do it for me? You're better than me. I don't know. It's a belief system. But anyway. And Red said, Roland, you love to talk, so why don't you talk? And I said, what do you mean? I said, yeah, take your mobile phone and you record it. Just start talking and record it. There are also nice apps like in the US, that's Ref. rev.com. So you can speak on it in English and then you send it to them and they do a transcription. So start with that, talk. So I started with this. I was talking on my on recording on my phone the first chapter. And I felt good, and I said I had my chapter. I did that. Yeah, that's rev.com. So I did this, and I got the transcription, and it was nice. And with the transcription, I was reading the transcription. I said, "Oh, cool, that's like this." And then I made some changes. I add some stuff from the first chapter, and with adding additional sentences and even pages on the first chapter, I started writing, and I felt, it felt good. It felt good. So I said, okay, let's try the second chapter by writing and not recording. I was writing, and I said, I felt good. I felt good, and then I stopped recording, and I went on with writing. And I, as I said, I started in English, and because I was mostly of the content I was delivering to US and Canadian companies, so I was starting in English, writing in English, and then I stuck. After a while, I stuck. Then I continued in German. So I began the whole book. Well, I've written in English. I don't know how much, 70 pages to translate it to German in my mother language. And I continued in German. And then I said, what the shit I'm doing here? Doesn't make sense at all. So I went back to English and I continued writing in English, and parallel, I was translating German. So I was writing parallel German in English. Yeah, and as I said, it really helped me what Red told me, and I said, okay, also how many chapters and how to structure a book and stuff like that. And then when the book was almost finished, I sent him everything, and he was structuring in this format, this paperback format. We're going to publish it, and I structured it, and I keep continuing, and yeah, and it was fun. It was easy to write, to be honest, really easy to write for me. And then I asked a friend, you also know Brian Bradell, we had him on Mallorca Connection also. He's a manager in the US, so he speaks English, and he understands the content I'm writing about. Because I was a little bit afraid, because I'm so involved in the content, because I was facilitating it so many times to companies, that I said maybe I'm not going deep enough, meaning that for me, the content is very clear. I know exactly what the content is, but maybe when somebody new is reading it, they don't understand it fully. So maybe I have to add something. So I sent him over the script, and he was, thanks, Brian, by the way, and he was taking all the time to go through this, I don't know, 150, 160 pages. He was correcting my English, and he always added something if it was clear or not clear. It was good. So it was a great support for me. And so the next step is, finding someone who is designing the cover, and then I go back to Red, and then we're gonna publish it in English, and then I'm gonna publish it in German, and the friend of mine is translating it already to Spanish, and then we bring it up in the Spanish.
Good for you. I love the fact that you're bringing it out in more than one language. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's. I just want to experience it, because my dream is to write more books, but less on the business side, more on the other side. That what I'm doing on personal development and stuff like that. I'm just learning about how to publish books in different languages, and doing by myself.
One thing that I have not actually moved forward with, I've explored it, but I just haven't done it, and I'm wondering if you're considering it, is audiobooks. And I've had several people say to me, I really like to listen to a book while I'm driving or while I'm exercising. Have you thought about doing your book in an audio version?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, we started off, of course, in a paperback and in an ebook version. That's the first thing. But I have some friends, maybe I don't know what's your experiences, but it's my male friends. And I also get the feedbacks. I do this German video podcast on YouTube about my man's work. And most of my male friends say, hey, we don't watch videos. I just want to listen it on Spotify and all this platform. And I was thinking about also, because most of my friends are not, especially my male friends, are not reading books. They want to listen to them while they're driving their car to the office or to their clients, or they're sitting in an airplane or something like that. I'm thinking about this too. And to be honest, and actually as a student, I was working as a reader for blind people. So I was reading scientific books and releases and studies for blind professors and medical doctors. By the way, I was reading for, can you imagine? a very, actually he already passed away, but his son now is followed up. He was a very famous medical doctor. He did surgeries on your knee. He was a specialist, but he was blind. Can you imagine? So I was reading all these articles for him. So so make a long story short, I was thinking about do the audibles and speak them by myself. The German version, not the English version, because I have an accent. But the German book, yeah, because some people say they love my voice, so maybe I do this by myself. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Okay, good for you. I love that. I love that. And when you think about the cover, this is something that can make or break your book sales. And I know many people are going to online companies that we are not sponsors of, but you can go there and you can pay $5 or $10 for a book cover, or you can start to work on a concept yourself and then get someone who's an illustrator to go ahead and do that. So I actually have 2 illustrators I work with. What about you for this cover? What are you thinking of doing?
Well, for the business book, as I said, I finished it writing it a year ago, and it's still not published. I want to go fast. Maybe I'm gonna hire one of these guys in, I don't know, Bangladesh or India to do it for me for a few bucks. I don't know, but I have a clear idea how the cover will look like. So what I do is I just Google other similar books on the market, what kind of colors are they using, what kind of illustration they're using, because we all know when somebody's buying a book online, you just see the cover, and that's what we all visualize. We all attracted visually, visual. So I guess color is important. Colors are important. The design is important. How it looks like. So I have a clear idea, because I was looking, okay, what are in my area that I publish a book in business and sales, the most sold people look like. So I get an idea of it, how it's gonna look like, and then I gonna hire somebody who will do it for me, and then maybe come out with 3-4 different solutions, and then I'm asking friends, what do you think is the best? And I'm gonna start. For me, it's a learning process. As I said at the beginning, it's not about making hella money. Well, it's a learning process for me for the future. Because to be honest, I'm gonna be 60 this year. This is some of my pension plan is, besides broadcasting, is publishing book to get an additional passive income. Yeah, I'm still in a learning process.
And that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for sharing that. And I think the other thing that's really good news, and I wasn't aware of this when I published my first book, but you can change the cover. As you have new versions, updated versions of your content, you can have a new cover as well.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the funny thing, when you use all these tools, like this huge companies who support you by selling the book. Yeah, it's amazing. You can change everything. That's really cool. Yeah, it's so easy with the new technology. Absolutely. But as I said at the beginning, if I have known this before, it's so easy. I would start early, maybe. I don't know. But I was always so scared and afraid about. And because as I said, I was thinking about 40 years ago to start a book, but there was no internet. No these platforms. So you have to find, first of all, write a book. The first challenge for myself. And then you have to find somebody an editor, publish it, and then go to a publish house and blah, 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 blah. And I was always scared that they don't like my script. But now you can publish it by yourself, and then it's selling or not. But the first step, is by yourself. You decide you publish it. You can go to in here in Europe, we have a company. It's called Book on Demand. So they print small numbers of books, and you can go there and you bring their book and say, print it for me, I don't know, 50 copies, 100 or whatever. So you don't need a publish house, or you go on a platform. There are many platforms out here, and you just upload it, and they print it on demand for their customers. So it's really easy. It's really easy right now, I think. But on the other hand, you have more competition, of course. Yeah. But as I said,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what else? I think there's potential for more competition because of artificial intelligence. So you basically could go to ChatGPT or one of these other sites and have a book written for you. How do you feel about incorporating artificial intelligence? I know your one book is finished and the other one people are working on, but what do you think about that, using artificial intelligence to write a book?
I had a Facebook post a few days ago where I was writing, if you use artificial intelligence for your books or for your post, no wonder when you attract fake people. I I know it's a real tough statement, but yeah, I'm not very into artificial intelligence. I used it once for a blog I was writing from one of my for my websites, my traveling blogs. I used it just to structure it, not to forget any. But I don't like it. I don't like it. No, I want to write because you know what? I have a very good friend of mine. He's a very famous author. He's writing fairy tales for adults. No sexual one, but fairy tales for adults. I don't know. I published 40 books, and I know there's a university, I don't know where, but in the U.S. who store all these books. He's very famous, a very good friend of mine, and I interviewed him years ago. Years ago, I interviewed him because I was thinking about writing my own book, as I said, and I was a student. And he's writing when I have a few of his books and first editions. I ever married when I married, he as a gift he brought me a few of his books, first editions, and when I read his books, I still do because I love his fairy tales. When I read his books and I close my eyes, I see him in front of me because he's writing like he's talking. So it's very this books. Nobody else can write the same like him because he writes his books like he's talking. So this is this personal touch, and I think artificial intelligence never can bring this personal touch. And I want to keep my personal touch in my books for my audience. That's why I'm not using it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate your perspective. And were you speaking of Dr. Jeffrey?
We are still in contact. Yeah, we are still in contact, and we are still planning something, but he's very, very busy. Yeah, he's very, very busy. Yeah. He brought a new book out, a poem book. He just launched a poem book, I guess, 2 weeks ago or something like that. Yeah.
And I just want to share with our audience who might not be aware because maybe they didn't see the show that we did right before this, but Roland is on day 5 of water fasting. So I'm just noticing how clearly you're able to think, that you don't have any problem following the conversation or putting sentences together, which people might think that. But that's true. When you're not having any food in your system, you could get confused.
Well, when I'm drinking water and sometimes you don't need food. You can take the energy from and yeah, you can do it. There's actually, there's so much outside in the world we don't see. I know cash. I don't heard about Cash Foundation. It's not cash like money. It's cash. It's Keshe. Cash is a Persian guy. He's an amazing scientist. He has institutes all over the globe. And I learned a lot from him and he calls it plasma technology. And for him, plasma means 94% of all around us that we don't see and feel. It's all energy. It's all energy around, and the material thing is energy in higher compression. And I know people who just live from sunlight, so they take the energy from the sunlight. It's all energy. I can imagine because I love the taste of stuff. No problem. But you're not dying when you're fasting. That's the good news. No, I feel good, but I drink a lot of water. Yeah, I have to. It's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we can live without food, but we can't live without water.
Well, I know some people, some really weird people who, it's another topic, who do dry fasting. I cannot imagine because I love
What is
water. It? Dry fasting? Dry fasting, no water, no liquid intake.
Oh, dry. I think you said dry fasting.
Right, like dry. Sorry, my English. Yeah, dry, not dry. Dry fasting, yeah, dry fasting. I cannot imagine because it's hell for me not to have water. Yeah, but these people tell me that they're hallucinating. Sorry,
I don't understand how that would work.
No liquid at all. Yeah, you don't take. So you're fasting, meaning you don't eat and you don't drink, nothing.
But how does your body not shut down? Since I thought you have to have water.
I know that they do it with a very strong mind. I don't know if it's healthy. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't know it, and I cannot imagine it. But they do it for a few days, and they all told me that they're hallucinating.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, that could be a good book as well. So, Roland, you have two books that are coming out. One's a business book. It's coming out in English and German and then Spanish. And you have a book collaboration that
Yeah.
is being worked on at the moment.
Yeah.
So, any future book collaborations that you can put out there to tee it up for people to get interested and contact you about being part of it?
Yeah, of course, man. To be honest, I'm learning experience. The first collaboration as I said, I went to 20 people. So actually, I ask friends of mine are no good, or if they want to bring out a book about this topic, and then I ask them, do you have a similar experience in your past? Because otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Because I want to bring different perspectives, different stories for the readers. And then I sat together with a friend of mine, and we wrote an email, a clear concept what we're expecting from the collaboration. So we sent it out to people and said, okay, this is going to be the title. That's the topic. We talked before. Please write so and so many pages, and deadline is, by the way, is end of April. If your script is here, you're in the book. If your script is not here, you're not in the book. So quite clear guideline. And then I'm gonna read everything. I'm gonna edit everything, and then we start in English. No, we start in German. But I also invited some English and American and Polish friends. They're gonna write in English, so I translate their English things to German. So we bring the German book out, and then we translate everything back to English from the other guys, and then later to Spanish. So future collaboration, yeah, no idea, by the way, because of course it will come, but as I said, I'm still in the learning experience process, how it's going on. And I guess it's going to be interesting because I want to, as I said, the reason for collaborating is not I'm too lazy to write a book by myself. No, that's not the issue. I just want to give the reader the chance to have different stories, different perspectives of the same thing from different backgrounds. And yeah, that's the reason why I invited other people to collaborate with me.
Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. We have one book collaboration, Creative Hearts Awakening. We have a second one that we have people involved with right now. And it's definitely a different experience than when you're writing a book by yourself, because you are dependent upon people to hit the deadline, to provide quality content, and to follow a certain format, because you have to have the same kind of font, the same number of words per page. And if not, you can hire someone to take all of that and put it into the right form. But everything costs money. So that's something I don't know that people realize, that to have a book coach, to have an editor, to have a marketer, these things all cost money.
Absolutely, and that's I'm very clear about the email sending out. Okay, so what's my expectations and what's the deadline? And again, 30th April, script is here. You're in the book, and if not on the 30th April, you're not in the book. So I actually, to be honest, I invited more people. So if I don't know 5 fall out, we still have a lot of content. Yeah, because a book project is a project like every project else, and you can take it serious or not serious, and I take it serious. And so I said, okay, there's a deadline, there's a clear structure, clear expectations, and then we take it from there. And who wants to come with us is more than welcome. Yeah, because otherwise it doesn't make sense, because some people are delivering on the deadline, and it's unfair against him to wait for the others. So clear expectations, and then we take it from there. And people are, always, when you ask people, hey, are you interested? Yeah, cool idea, cool, I'm with you. But when we get serious, you always have a dropout. That's normal.
It definitely is. And so one thing I also suggest, if you are doing a book collaboration project, you are the host, is to take the emotion and put it aside, have clear boundaries, clear deadlines. And if someone is not following what it is you asked of them, I have everyone sign a contract so they know exactly what is what, and also who is responsible for the book rights. And if you were to come out with merchandise or make it into a screenplay, who actually gets the benefit from that, who gets the sales from the book. So all of those things I outline in my contract so that it's very clear.
Yeah. That's the same we do. And as I said, I know all the people personally. I'm invited. I all told them, it's an offer. I'm not begging, it's an offer, because I know that you have to say something, and I don't know that all of them, they didn't publish a book. All of them didn't publish a book, but I know that most of them want to write a book. And they all told me, hey, that's a good idea. I want to write a book. It's a good idea to start. So it's an offer. It's an offer to them to contribute in a collaboration with their first experience. And maybe it's a start like it was for myself when I could bring when you interviewed me for one of the chapters of your book, and it maybe can be a starting point for their own book. So it's something that I offer to them.
Fantastic. Thank you, Roland. We've come to the end of the show. What would you like people to know about writing a book? Anything that we didn't discuss today?
First of all, don't wait like myself 40 years. You mean giving some books about writing a book? Yeah, don't wait. Just go for it. I mean, don't be so shy like myself and say you're not good enough. You're not good enough. That's just bullshit. Go out and write down and write it and publish it. And there are, as I said in the beginning, and we had this discussion here, there are so many options where you can publish yourself on a low budget and find it out and you can always change a chapter online. You can always change the cover or whatever. So get out. It's a huge, as I said, it's a huge playground for small money. Get out and make your experience. I mean, it's fun. Then continue. And if it's not, just do it. Just find out and do it. Don't wait like myself 40 years. Don't wait so long. Don't wait so long. I absolutely regret it. Go out and write it. Go out and write it. Yeah.
Yes, there's, I think, at least one book inside all of us. So go ahead and do it. Roland, are you available for any coaching for someone who is interested in picking your brain about your experiences?
Oh my gosh, I'm a beginner. I'm a learner. I don't know if I can coach people about writing a book, to be honest. I can tell people don't make the same mistake like myself, but I wouldn't call myself a coach on writing books. Sorry. No, that's an early stage, to be honest. I guess there are people like Red, or they're professional. I can talk about my own experience, but I'm not a book coach at this stage. Maybe in 10 years, I don't know. Or are you, Dr. Jacalyn? I mean, in 3 years, you brought us 16 books. My goodness.
Yeah, it's actually 2.5 years, and I've got 2 more books that are coming out. So I've learned a lot along the way, that's for sure. And I still work with Red because he is the best. So if anyone's interested in contacting Red O'Loughlin, you need information, you can reach out to me. My information's there. You can reach out to Red. Yeah. So that's the end of our show for today. Roland, what do you want to leave our audience with?
If you want to write a book, go out. Just start. If you want to hear my own story deeper, you can contact me send me an email at office@rolandfriedl.com. But again, I'm not a book coach at all. I will never call myself a book coach. But as I said in the beginning, if you have the sense of writing a book, go for it. Do it. You cannot lose. It's just an experience. I guess what I can tell you is we only regret what we never tried out. And go out, do it. If it's working, fine. If it's not working, you found a way how it's not working, and you can do it better. So go out, do it. Don't wait 40 years like I did. Thank you.
Thank you, Roland. And of course, people can reach out to you on your website, which is your name, rolandfriedl.com, your email address, which is office@rolandfriedl.com. And they can also find you on LinkedIn as well as Facebook and other social media platforms.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you so much. Bye. All the best, and all the best for our audience. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. And best wishes with your water fasting.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. Until next week.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. If you're interested in writing a book, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Roland. You can reach out to Red O'Loughlin, who is our book coach. And if you have a topic that you'd like us to discuss, please do go ahead and reach out. My contact information is in the show notes that are available to everyone. And I do want to thank our sponsors for being here today. And we're going to hear a little bit from each of them. So let's take a look. USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents our partner and sponsor, Mr. Philip Sykes and the British School of Excellence. Building confidence, changing lives. And now, proudly presenting the Polished Professional.
On a transformative journey with the British School of Excellence's comprehensive suite of masterclasses, crafted to elevate your professional and personal life. 8 outstanding modules will elevate you to the next level. Module 1, Exploring Life's Purpose, delves into the depths of self-discovery, guiding you to chart your unique path to fulfillment and success. Module 2, Mastering Professional Presence and Confidence. This masterclass is a deep dive into the art of self-assurance and commanding presence, which is essential for standing out in today's competitive landscape. Module 3, Learn the secrets of visual impact, how to curate a personal style that amplifies your professional brand. Module 4, Mastering Professional Etiquette and Communication Excellence, navigating the nuances of corporate interaction with grace and tact. Module 5, Elegance in Eloquence. We impart powerful techniques to captivate and persuade any audience with your oratory skills. Module 6, Unlock the potential of your emotional intelligence, EQ, and harness the ability to connect, empathize, and lead with emotional savvy. Module 7, Mastering DISC, building a gateway to understanding behavioral styles, fostering better personal and professional relationships. Module 8, Mastery in Dining Etiquette, building your confidence to perfect the subtleties of dining with finesse, enhancing your social savviness at any table. Step into the Polished Professional program where poise, elegance, and excellence aren't just taught, they're instilled for life. Join us to redefine your potential and polish your professional edge.
To learn more, go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. The British School of Excellence are investors in people. Let us invest in you. This program has been brought to you in part by Zane Carson Carruth, etiquette and protocol expert, international award-winning author, television show host, and philanthropist. Thank you to Zane, our official diamond sponsor for USA Global TV and Radio in partnership with E360 TV. Zane is the author of the world's first tooth fairy ever, as well as many other children's books. She's also the television host of Elegance, Polished Demeanor, and Posh Living, seen on USA Global TV and Radio.
Hi, my name is Zane Carson Carruth, and I'm the author of this book, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever.
Reading is magic. Studies have shown that reading to your children lays the foundation for greater success in life. Reading helps develop language and vocabulary skills. It helps improve memory, and it encourages curiosity and inspires creativity. The benefits are immeasurable, and as a parent, you'll benefit too. In only 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll be creating more memories and a bonding experience that will last for years to come. So take time to read to your children. Read them books about things that engage and interest them. Tales of fairies and magic fascinate children, and as everyone knows, the Tooth Fairy is at the top of the list. If your child loves magic, wands, adventure, and what child doesn't, you'll love reading them books from the trademarked series, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever. Follow along as Abella, the world's first tooth fairy, accidentally starts the tooth fairy tradition. Learn the tricks of being a professional tooth fairy in the book, Abella Starts a Tooth Fairy School. Your child's imagination will soar as you read the adventures of Abella and her magic wand. These wonderful books are available at worldsfirsttoothfairy.com and at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.
To learn more about Zane, contact her through her website, zanecarruth.com, ZANECARRUTH.com. Order Zane's books and merchandise. Contact her about being a keynote speaker at your next event.